You also ended up recording 2 Latino anthems, right? That featured Cuban Link, Reychesta, Poe Rilla, Nostra, and more. The music videos were dope too, man. And I'm talking about Nos Tienen Miedo. How did you guys link up and do the first song?
Wow, bro. To this day, the biggest moment for me was the day that I met Cuban Link in that video shoot, that he was there just showing me love, you know, and I ended up going to a few shows. I went on the road with him. I think he had some shows in Baltimore where he almost got into a crazy fight. But he came and showed me love in one of my concerts in my hometown, bro, like that he didn't have to, and performed at one of my concerts. You know, realest dude that I've met, you know, that had made it and treated me like a brother. And so when I went to that video shoot, I got connected to him through Nostra, who was a rapper from New York, who I have made music with him for years. But I think his management or his manager was Cano at the time. So Cano, Poe Rilla, you know, Poe Rilla is in those videos too. So they're the ones that really opened that opportunity for me. I think it was really like you know, Cano, like trying to get me connected. He was trying to do. I did a song called Saca Enfrente with SPK, Big Mado, and a whole bunch of rappers, El Lapi, whatever, and it was a big hit in Dominican Republic and over here. So Cano was kind of trying to do the same thing for the New York rappers. He was trying to bring them together. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, it's hard to get people united in your hometown. But he ended up doing that in that video. So I was really impressed with the way that Cano was moving and he was doing his thing. That he was able to bring, I think, man, what was this dude's name? The Puerto Rican dude from Philly that was like a part of like, man, what's his name? He was an English rapper that was from Philadelphia.
Petey Crack.
Petey something?
Petey Crack.
Petey Crack. Yeah, he ended up showing up to the video shoot because one of the rappers was close to him. So it was an amazing day. So, you know, the song is called Nos Tienen Miedo. I did 2 parts with Cuban and all the guys. But that was, to me, it was like the best moment in my rap career, man. There's no day that compares to that, because one, the video was so professional and Cuban Link was there. And I was like, man, like I felt at that time like I made it. Like Cubans showing me love, because I don't care if the most famous person showed me love, because there's famous people that are garbage, right? You know, with all respect to rappers that are out there. But Cuban, to me, was the realest of the realest MC. So again, his respect to me was everything.
Right. Yeah. Like, I think as far as like Terror Squad, who you said that, you know, you really respected, like he was like second to Pun, basically, right? Just like, yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like
He was one. They were one. They were like one, bro. Like,
yeah.
There was no separating them. They came together.
Which one did you like more, the first one or the second one?
Definitely the first one. I like the first one. I think my verse was better. I think the verses were better in the second one, but I think the hook was better on the first one, and the quality definitely was better on the first one. So I stick with the first one.
And it's crazy because then you see like the beat for the second one recently got used. Did you hear that?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, Rick Ross used that beat to diss Drake on Champagne Moments.
No way.
Yeah, for No Tienen Miedo, but it was you know, Benny Boom, the director, his son is called Mini Boom, right? He used the same sample, and it sounded almost like the same exact beat. Like when I heard it, I was like, yo, man, I know this beat from somewhere. Where do I know this? And I kept hearing Cuban say, yo tu sabe, and I kept hearing the No Tienen Miedo, and I was like, oh, that's where the beat is from, you know? But it was really cool to see that happen, you know. But you were a part of the whole 326 movement at that time, right?
Yeah. Well, Cano took, baby. It was a situation, that type of situation where I didn't have to ask if I could be a part of that movement. Cano just brought me right in, because put it to you this way, before I got locked up, right? I got locked up in 2010 on Mother's Day. But right before that, I was supposed to go on tour in Europe. I had 28 city tour that was supposed to happen May 17th of that year. I didn't end up going because I ended up going to prison. But my next tour after that was supposed to be with Poe Rilla and Cano and Reychesta and all of them in Ecuador, which is funny because when I came out of prison, the first thing I did, and this is real, the first thing I did when I came out of prison, I searched Poe Rilla on YouTube because I wanted to know if he ended up going to Ecuador. And I found a video on YouTube of him with one of my fans where the fans showing him, like, he had a picture of me on his phone and his as a wallpaper. And Poe Rilla is like, yo, free Temperamento. So, bro, the first thing I did was search that. And for some reason, like, I was like, man, like, this is a real dude right there. This dude was representing me, like, to, again, that group of guys, till this day, is probably the realest dudes that I've ever met. Ever, bro. Ever. Those dudes, you know, and I don't really talk to them anymore, you know. I'm doing my own thing here with my family and stuff, but when I think of those dudes, I'm like, I haven't met anybody more realer than that group of guys, man. They're the real deal.
Man, that movement during that time was something special to see so many Latino artists come together, and it was just something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had it. When you look at the part 2, there's Dominican rappers in there that are like super famous right now that they were nobodies back then. Like Melly Mel, like, bro, come on. Like, she's like the queen of Dominican rap. So it's like you see people in that song and you're like, wow, a lot of these people, like, you know, they got far, you know. And and another thing, a lot of people don't know, the first music videos Know the Product ever came out was one of my songs.
What?
She was rapping in Spanish. Oh yes, Know the Product, the first music video, which was the first music video that she came out on World Star Hip Hop. It was one of my songs. I did a remix called Capea el Do Remix 401. It was a Dominican rap song that we did our own version. And I flew her from California. And she came out in the video when her name was Snow White.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Crazy.